I left Islam. It's taken me a long time to get the courage to make this video. And I'll admit that I'm afraid there will be real consequences in my life after I publish this. Apostate, a person who leaves a religion, in this case Islam, put themselves at terrible risk. In many parts of the world, it is extremely dangerous for an individual to leave Islam. Consequences for doing so can result in banishment, imprisonment, extreme violence, and even death. The violent execution is often carried out by those closest to the victim. They include, but are not limited to, beheading, being thrown from rooftops, or even stoning. This is not restricted to Muslim-majority countries either. Harassment, violence, and murder towards ex-Muslims even occur in Canada, Australia, USA, and Europe. The UK in particular has the highest concentration of acid attacks in the Western world, many of which are carried out against ex-Muslims. Here are a few examples of what ex-Muslims have to endure in Western countries.
This is Nissa Hussain, a father of 6. 2 hooded men brutally beat him to the ground. He was left with broken bones and hospitalized. He says he was attacked because he left the faith of Islam.
There was every adult male in my immediate family and a religious leader sitting in the center. It was my decision to leave the religion. And before I knew it, fists were connecting to my face. I was being hit all over.
Like your dad or your brother will do if they find out you're an atheist. Kill me, maybe.
However, I do not want these potential consequences deterring me from telling my personal story. Considering my past videos, talking about sex clubs, polyamory, even an interview with a gigolo, you'd think I grew up in an open, progressive, or liberal environment. However, that is not the case. I was born into a traditional and conservative Malay Muslim family in Singapore. I was raised to pray 5 times a day. I did it habitually to seek out a sense of family unity. Furthermore, I enjoyed the parental validation that it brought. I took for granted that I was a Muslim by birth and never truly questioned it. Even from the age of 8, it was expected of me to wear the hijab whenever I went outside. However, by the time I was 12, I found myself feeling increasingly disconnected from my family. I wasn't able to have any sort of philosophical discussions that did not eventually lead to Islam. This meant I could never truly open up to them about the fact that I didn't particularly believe in the religion. It never occurred to me while growing up that leaving Islam was an option. Even at 18, I wasn't aware that there was such a thing as an ex-Muslim. Was being secular more in tune with who I am? I wanted to know what else life had to offer. I explored this question at 19 by sneakily going out without my hijab, attending music festivals, and living almost as freely as I wanted, all while still keeping up appearances at home in front of my family. In my pursuit to find my own path, I learned more about Islam and how it did not coincide with my personal ideals. Ultimately, I came to the conclusion that my life would be severely restricted if I continued living as a practicing Muslim. I was shocked to discover that I was not alone. There are millions of other ex-Muslims all over the world. The vast majority of them conceal their apostasy out of fear of persecution by the Islamic community. Ex-Muslims suffering verbal and physical abuse, being shunned by their immediate family, is commonplace. A 2010 Pew Research Center survey showed that Muslims in Egypt, Jordan, Pakistan, and Nigeria would favor a death penalty for those who leave the religion. I reached out to several ex-Muslim activists such as Yasmin Mohammed, Sarah Haider, Abdullah Samir, and Zara Kay. Furthermore, I joined the Council of Ex-Muslims of Britain, as well as posted my questions on the r/ex-Muslim subreddit. Hardly any ex-Muslims replied to my inquiries. Most who did simply stated that they were still closeted about their apostasy. Very few were willing to go into depth about the subject. Furthermore, despite my best efforts, I've yet to find any recent statistics on ex-Muslims online. Thankfully,